Leading a business is hard anytime. Regardless of the environment that we're in at the time, it's hard work. And no more so than for our Sydney friends who are still in lockdown, for those around the world that are coming out of lockdown, for those around the world that are in competitive environments. Business is hard anytime. But I want to give you three tips today. And they are designed purely for you to make business a little bit easier for you. Perhaps they're reminders, perhaps they're brand new. Number one is realize that multiple actions lead to results. In business, there is no silver bullet. Multiple actions lead to results. Number two is I need you to look at your entire business strategy. Just focusing on customer acquisition is not going to be the benefit. Just focusing on customer retention is not going to lead to the benefit. Focusing on just your people is not going to help the benefit. Focusing on just finances is not going to help the business. You need to look at the entire business strategy as a whole. And number three, I need you to read this book. It's simple, it's easy, and it's a great book. And I'm going to tell you about this book a little bit later. By the way, no royalties on the book, but I just want to share some great thoughts around this book with you. Welcome to JT in the Raw, show 248, where I chew the thin on business. And after 31 years in business, I have just a few thins to chew. Good morning, Mr. Wimmer. How are you, sir? Hope you're doing well over there in the US. And this week, this show is purely based on experiences that I've had talking to Rex members and even someone who rang me who's not a client but asking for some advice. So, let's face it. We wake up, we go to work. Oh, hi, Mirror. How are you? Hope you're doing well. We wake up, we go to work, we come home, and somewhere in between that 8 hours, 9 hours, 10 hours at work, we pull out our hair. We lose our hair. We lose our mind. We're under the pressure and the strains of business. Now, as leaders, I guess our role is almost to hide that stress and that strain and that toughness. For me this week, we've certainly had some pressures and strains as in a week and a half we're supposed to be running an event in Sydney. For those that were looking at coming to the Tech Summit here in Australia, we have been able to postpone it. We hope to come out with an announcement later today. But that's a $100,000 event that's sitting right at my fingertips. Is it on? Is it off? Is it on? Is it off? Business is hard. I get it. So please understand when I'm sharing with you today, it comes from a place of empathy. I understand that whatever corner of the globe you're watching this, that there are challenges for you. I get it. So, let's understand this. Number one, multiple actions lead to results. Multiple actions lead to results. Too many people think, and I don't know why they think it, but too many people think one magic bullet will in fact save their business. One magic bullet will in fact help them turn their business around. And that's just cobwally. Bullshit. That's not true. Multiple actions. And I want to give you an example. Yesterday, on a Rex call, one of our Rex members has had unbelievable results on his attrition, on his keeping his customers, not letting them leave. Like phenomenal results. So I said to him, mate, the floor is yours. Tell us, what do you do in order to keep so many members? And he said this, first off, it's not one thing that we do, JT, it's multiple things. And so he gave a presentation yesterday and there were 6 different actions that he was doing to impact one number in his business. Now, more often than not, when I talk to other gym owners, when I talk to personal trainers, when I talk to real estate agents, when I talk to physiotherapists, and I say to them, what are you doing in order to keep your clients? They give me one strategy. One strategy. That's not the magic bullet. Yesterday, Greg gave me 6 different ways that they are working every single day in order to keep their members and keep their clients. So please, ladies and gentlemen, stop wasting time, energy, effort to find a magic silver bullet. It doesn't work like that. In business, it's the hard yards. There are multiple actions that will lead to getting the result that you want. There are multiple actions that will lead to getting the result that you want. Good morning, Audrey. Hope you're doing well this morning. Number 2 is we need to look at our entire business strategy. And that's hard work. Yes, it's hard work. Whoever said business was easy? Whoever said leading a small business or leading a department was going to be easy? No one ever said that. But our job as a leader is to look at the entire business strategy. For example, this week, some of you may have even seen this post on Facebook. I had somebody ring me, not a client. I don't know how they found me. Well, I do because I ask those questions. But let's say, I don't know. No, they found me online. And they said, can you help me with my business? I said, sure, maybe. I don't know. Find out. How? They said, well, my business is losing money. Tell me more. Well, I've got a business coach. I thought, right. Isn't that what I do? I've got a business coach. And with them, I have absolutely increased my sales tenfold. I said, so is it a business coach or is it someone who's helped you with your marketing and increased your sales? That's exactly what they did. They've increased my sales by nearly 10 times by doing marketing. And we're doing stuff on Facebook and we're doing stuff on Google and I've got this funnel, and it was like I was listening to this testimonial that so many of us see these days from these gurus who can help you 10x your business. And I said, well, what's the problem? You've got more sales. He said this, really fascinating. He said, I've now got 2 other problems. Number 1 is that it's costing me more money to get these people than I was expecting. Not surprising considering the iOS changes, but no one ever tells them about that. And number 2 is that he's not keeping the people that are coming in. So I'm selling these high yield products, they're staying for 12 weeks, and then they're leaving at the end of the 12 weeks. So I've got a retention problem. You see, what he did was he focused on the clients coming in. What he didn't focus on was the finances of the business, the retention, the people side of the business. And so for us, we must understand that right now and any time, business is not about one single component. We can't run our business in silos, particularly when we're a small business. These all interact. These all interact. We can't just look at them as a silo, just customer acquisition, just marketing. We've got to look at marketing and sales processes. Then we've got to look at onboarding processes. Then we've got to look at retention processes. And over that, we've then got to look at our people, because sure as shit, we get busier. We're going to need some more people to work. So what sort of people are we looking at to work for us? And combine all of that, we've got to have the financial look at our business as well. So ladies and gentlemen, number 2 is that we have to look at your entire business strategy. Your entire business strategy. Finally, number 3, one that will cost you no money, but just some time. I want to encourage you to read this book, Who Moved My Cheese? This is an old book. It's been around for ages. I don't even know when I picked it up. Let me have a look. No, I can't even tell you when I bought it. Can't even tell you. No, don't know. But, terrific book. And what this book talks about more than anything else is how we respond to change. how we respond to change. And perhaps one of the questions, and we're actually doing this at Rex Round Tables over the next 2 weeks, is what do we need to change in our mind because of the environment that's around us? What do we need to change in our mind based on the environment around us? We can certainly sit in a pit and we can wallow in self-pity. Or we have a mind shift and we dig hard to find a positive. Yeah, like I said, for the last 14 days, I've been under an enormous amount of duress, wondering what's going to happen to a summit that I'm about to run next week. There's nothing I could do about it. It was beyond my control. It was the government that was making the decisions. And yes, it created an enormous amount of stress. But I'm so glad that I had Jess, who's our event planner, talking to me and talking through it with me. And that reduced my stress on a daily basis because we would contact, whether she was texting me or whether she was calling me. I had the ability to stay in control of how I felt. This book is a guaranteed game changer in your mind. It will help you mind shift. Pete Crawford, good morning. So, those 3 points again. Braxy, good morning. Jared, good day. How are you, mate? Hope you're doing well. So those 3 things again. Okay? Number 1, you need to realize multiple actions lead to results. Number 2, we need to look at our entire business strategy. And number 3, get your eyes on this book, Who Moved My Cheese? Oh, by the way, 2 suggestions. Number 1, don't do it on audio. Get a real copy so that you can then highlight your pages. It is great. If you want a link, I know a couple of really good YouTube links to the book. So if you're interested and you're watching live or on replay, put YT in the comments below and I'll send you a link to be able to look at the YouTube ones and perhaps even share this with your team because they're also going through change as well. What's Braxy saying? We need to embrace change, run with the flow of the tidal wave, nor stand there and let it smack you over your head. Not snack, but smack you over your head. Yeah, you're right. We can embrace the change. When you're through changing, you're through. Cheese moving is inevitable. So true, Jared. So true. So, ladies and gentlemen, you've been tuning in to JTInTheRaw, show 248, coming to you same time every week. If you know anybody that could get any value out of today's show, love you to hit the share button wherever it is on whatever device you are watching on. Or if you got value out of the show, whether you're watching live or on replay, I'd love one of those little love hearts so that I know this resonated with you. Those 3, one more time. Realize multiple actions lead to results. There is no silver bullet leading a team or running a business. Multiple actions. Number 2, look at your entire business strategy. When you're running a department or running a team or running a business, you cannot operate in silos. These all interact with each other and will all lead to business success. So think about how you need to put them together. And finally, number 3, as Braxy said, embrace change. Embrace change. Get your gear onto that and learn how you need to accept change. It's a mind shift, definitely. It'll take time, definitely. But I can assure you, when you get your head around change, when you embrace change, when you get excited by change, when you know and you start to work on those multiple actions to get your results, and finally when you're working on that entire business strategy, you can survive any competition, any pandemic, any economic challenge. You can do it. I know you can. I have full faith in you. Thanks for tuning in to JTInTheRaw, show 248. I'll see you same time next week. Catch you on the flip side.